Hey, Lights Out family, welcome to episode 3 of After Dark with KK. Today's story, like the picture book from episode 1, come from the book written by a Japan-based Taiwanese tour guide by the name of Naoki Den. The story has a classic Japanese horror atmosphere, so if you're a fan of J-horror, you are bound to love this. So please enjoy the Co-Inhabitant. In Japan, the presence of loan sharks like NHK fee collectors drove native Japanese people and unaware foreigners living in the island nation alike up the wall. NHK is Japan's national broadcasting network. However, this was not a problem that plagued our Australian friend Joe. Joe was as gaijin, a foreigner in Japan, as one could be with his blonde hair, blue eyes, and sharp features. He had lived in Tokyo for the past year, renting a typical apartment with barely a few tatami mats big, an adjoining bathroom, toilet and kitchen, and a narrow corridor which one could easily look up from the ground floor in a 2-story tall apartment building. As for the bloodthirsty NHK fee collectors, Joe had encountered a few hostile visits who identified those residents who had not paid their due from an indication notice pasted at the entrance of each unit. Strangely, each time the fees collectors took a look within his unit, they left apologetically without collecting the fee. Joe kept wondering if it was his look that intimidated even the most Yakuza-looking fee collectors, but he knew of other foreign cohort living in Japan, but they don't have such luck. He decided to wait for an opportunity to find out the truth. It happened one Sunday morning when an unknowing NHK fee collector came knocking and Joe answered the incessant banging on the front door. "Hey mister, you had not paid your fee. Okay, it's okay, we will come back again." The harsh collector immediately changed his tone like many before him. As he tried to walk away from Joe's apartment, our Aussie friend felt he could not let this opportunity slip and grabbed hold of the debt collector, who at this point was going into a frenzied state. Upon some struggle, the fee collector managed to get Joe to walk a few buildings away from his. "Mister, I saw her." "Huh? I lived alone, mate." "Your lady friend, sitting by the coffee table with her back facing the entrance. Just as I wanted to collect your fee, she turned her head towards me without the need of adjusting her body from a sitting position. If that was not creepy enough, she tilted her head in an unnatural manner and laughed at me at the most spine-chilling smile I had ever seen." After describing what he saw, the fee collector immediately ran off without even collecting the fee. At this point, Joe felt his place could be haunted by an uninvited co-inhabitant. He had his own faith and thus believed in the supernatural, but he did not feel the need to move out whatsoever, as the ghost did not bother him and even protected him from those pesky NHK fee collectors. Joe's perception was going to change pretty soon after that. One evening, he was lying on his futon, fiddling with his mobile phone before he felt someone's hand brushing against his back. Startled, he dropped his mobile phone on his head. It was a painful ordeal, but it was the creepy realization that the futon was on the tatami and he was lying flat on it. Where could the hand be from? This could break the most skeptical person, yet Joe still adopted the wait-and-see attitude. Not before long, he had an encounter that was the straw that broke the camel's back. One evening, he knocked off work later than usual. As he was closing in his apartment building, he noticed there was a recognizable warm light from his bathroom emitting through the frosted window. while he was wondering if he was absent-minded enough to not turn off the light before leaving for work that morning, and how much the electrical bill would amount to, a silhouette of a lady could be seen sauntering into the bathroom, and the acoustic of a tap turning on was pretty obvious in the stillness of the evening. Instead of assuming that it was his ghostly co-inhabitant, he was petrified with the possibility of an intruder who could cause grievous harm to him if he had confronted him or her. He called the police, and the efficient patrol policeman from the nearby police post soon arrived. Both constables were slightly perturbed by the prospect of speaking to a gaijin, and the younger of the pair spoke in his best conversational English. What's up, man? I can speak Japanese. Just then, both constables let out a sigh of relief. As Joe arrowed their attentions towards the intruder in his bathroom, the older policeman asked if that was Joe's girlfriend. I live alone, and I believe that is the intruder. The three of them walked up the stairwell, along the narrow corridor, and closing into the apartment. In an authoritative tone, one of the policemen knocked the door and summoned, "This is the police, please open the door." No response from inside the apartment, nor any noise of a frantic attempt to flee if it was an intruder. The elder policeman nodded to Joe, signaling him to unlock his front door before the two policemen barged in with arms prepared. However, there was no sign of an intrusion. The bathroom's light was not even on. The younger constable approached the bathroom to investigate while his partner checked on the balcony to see if anyone could be seen escaping. It was a few minutes later. The partners approached Joe with a synchronized, befuddled expression hanging off their faces. "Packed up. You better not sleep here tonight." "What? Why?" They beckoned Joe not to talk anymore in the apartment and reconvened their conversation at the ground floor. "Is your apartment a Jikobugen?" "Jikobugen? What is that?" "Meaning someone might have passed away in this apartment." I don't think so." Before Joe could finish his sentence, the young constable who checked on the bathroom told him. There was no sign of anyone in the bathroom. The entire place was dry. Fortunately for Joe, his rental contract was up in a month, and after staying with friends for the remainder of the contract, he managed to move to a less questionable apartment. No mysterious co-inhabitant, but he had to pay the NHK fee eventually. The end. Yikes, you did not see that coming, huh? Hope I did not scare you too much with that clip, but what Joe experienced on his futon certainly reminded me of that classic scene from Ju-on. Please support Lights Out with Joe and Kim, and if you are interested in the July Bali trip with the Lights Out crew, please contact us via the following email. Till next time.